Trying to see. Okay, we are live everywhere, y'all. So I was trying to just make sure I was live. So this week I finally figured out how to do it on both computers, but um, we gotta see. Let me see. All right, y'all. We are getting ready to delve into operations tonight. And I know I said this is gonna probably be a longer video, but we're gonna see because I switched the times up and I'm like, I don't really know yet, but we'll see. Um, we got 2 more minutes. I'm gonna let some people get into the room while I finish setting up um, my slides for tonight. And please be aware that I am on multiple computers streaming, so I know a lot of us have issues, especially me as a business owner. I used to have a lot of issues with processes because I didn't understand that I needed them in place to actually run my business. So we are about to get started in 2 minutes, guys. We're starting at 5 tonight. And I'm really just trying to play around with the time to see if it works, what time works best for everyone. So, all right. So, all right. Facebook Live is not allowing me to share my screen on my page again. So, if you guys are watching and you are a part of the Giving and Gifted and you want to see the slides, I am also live and Giving and Gifted. I'm gonna figure this out sooner or later. But every week is something. I like that I'm having issues because it's keeping me, it's gonna keep me on top of this. So it's gonna keep me learning. So again, if you guys are watching me on computer, which is my coaching computer, then the slides are not available right now, again, because Facebook will not allow me to upload them. But if you are part of Giving and Gifted, we are live over there with the slides. So if you guys want to go over there and watch me on there, then you can. All right. Welcome, welcome, guys. It is another Money Mindset Mondays. And what our goal is with Money Mindset Mondays is to honestly help you guys in business and everyday financial issues that you may be having or things that you may not understand. I am Tawana Green, your host for tonight. And I like to do this honestly because as a business owner, I struggled for so long and I did not understand why I struggled the way I did until I got a mentor and they kind of put me in a perspective of step by step. When I got my mentor, they called me, they stayed on top of me, and they also helped me put processes in order and like kind of directed me down the right path to putting these processes in order so that I can run my businesses smoothly because one of the main issues that I was having as a business owner was actually staying consistent with everything that I was doing. So that is what we will be discussing tonight. I am going to be sharing my screen with you guys over on the Giving and Gifted page, and we are going to be talking about understanding business operations. So, like I said before, I am Tawana Green. I am a mompreneur and a business coach. Okay, guys. So, what is a mompreneur? I am a wife and a mother first, and I'm an entrepreneur second. So, I take pride in being a mom. I take pride in taking care of my family every day, but I also enjoy being a business. Right? As people, we don't think that we can have like we're at, but we do it every single day. So as I got into understanding how to become an entrepreneur and things that I needed to do to be an entrepreneur, I started realizing that I could get a lot more enjoyment out of this if I really just had a system in place to do the things that I need to do that are pertinent to my business every day. So I needed to have a system in place for my taxes. I needed to have a system in place to make sure that all of my certifications stay up to date. All of my paperwork is up to date. I mean, as a chef, you have to be served safe certified, food handling cards. You have to have it's so many things that go into every business, not just being a chef. You have to have insurances in place. You need to have lawyers. You need to have a lot of things in place in order to have your business running smoothly. So, tonight we are going to delve into business operations, and hopefully, guys, this can help someone down the line when it comes to their business and what works for them. Okay, so tonight we are going to be defining what operations is, why operating systems are important. We'll be identifying business systems, breaking down each activity in your business, identifying ways to improve your systems. We will be tracking and testing what the system is doing and like how we're going to have to track what we're doing, right? And then evaluating what we found out during the track and test mode and improving what we found, right? So if we found things that were not working in our business, we're going to improve those things. If we found things that are working great, we're going to see how we can increase those things, and that way we can scale quicker. So again, who am I, right? I am Tawana Green. I am a mompreneur. I was able to quit my job after 10 years, really 3 years of me being my own boss while still working for someone else. But I was at my current job, my old job for 10 years before I decided it was enough, right? 6 years of entrepreneur experience. So I owned my own businesses for 6 years. I've had two businesses completely fail, and it was because I did not have the proper things in place. So I'm here today to honestly just tell you guys that this is a marathon, not a sprint, guys. Everything in business is going to take time. Everything that you learn, you have to learn it step by step. When I first got into business, one of the things they told me, a lot of people would tell me, is like, you don't have to know everything. Just hire people to know the things that you need to run your business. But I'm a believer in also knowing what people should be doing, right? So I at least want to know the bare minimum, and I like to learn. So I'm always educating myself, no matter if I hire somebody or not to do the things that I know how to do. I'm always going to educate myself because I feel like that's very important. So I currently operate three businesses now, and I have helped people start many other businesses. The three businesses that I own is Elegant Intentions Catering and Events. I own Meal Prep, which is Mitty Mobile Meals, but that's the short name for it. And T Marie Green Coaching, which is now my brainchild, right? So 2020 shifted and pivoted a lot of my thought processes, made me realize like I could be making so much money with my brain. Why am I out here putting my body on the line? Still, even though catering and meal prep and all those things are easy for me to do because I enjoy doing them, some days I just don't have the energy to put into them like I should, right? Because of my thyroid issues, which I talked about before. So, business coaching is something that I know that I'm going to be successful at because, and I have already been successful at because I've already helped people start businesses. I'm already on the journey of doing so before I even decided to become a coach. That's what made me even decide to want to become a coach because so many people was just like, well, girl, you just helping people for free. You might as well just coach. And I was like, you know what? You're right. Let me start coaching, right? And honestly, I specialize in creating mentally and financially sound business owners. And I do that by addressing their roadblocks and also the barriers that they may have, and then creating a plan and systems that create the room they need to scale. So that's what I do as a business coach. And hopefully, as you guys progress, this is a service that can be available to you guys and it will be available to you guys. So I have a question for you guys. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you in your business journey? There's no right or wrong answer. But statistically, 81% of people that own their own businesses say that they are happy being business owners, which I'm pretty sure is a lot higher than the 23. It is a lot higher than the 23% of people that statistically say they are unhappy currently as an employee at their job. And there's so many reasons why people are unhappy. It's not just because of money or the situation. Sometimes it's poor management. Sometimes it's the conflict of the people that you're working with. So these are things that you have to keep in mind when these numbers start to come into play. Why are they so happy? Okay. Because they have figured out how to allow their businesses to operate without them, which is the true definition of being a successful business, right? You want true freedom of being a business owner. And it comes when your businesses are running themselves, even when you're on vacation, right? And that's really what the goal for so many of us as business owners is to honestly have a way to create passive income while we're still able to live a fruitful life, right? Being productive and free. So when I'm talking to my coaching clients, the topic of food seems to always come up, right? Because I am a chef. So these are things that I probably talk about out of nowhere, right? And take me as an example, right? The quality and taste of restaurant dishes that a professional chef such as me produces needs to be exactly the same for each customer who orders it. So we have to then know that it is required for them to have a very methodical, principled, and focused being, right? If they veer away from the standard recipe or use the wrong tools, then the dishes will be affected and the customers will notice and the restaurant reputation could suffer, right? So another example of this would be like McDonald's or anything like that. McDonald's is like well known for creating some of the best systems in fast food. Like so many companies came behind McDonald's and kind of like took the systems that they used and used it and implemented it in their businesses to make them successful. This is kind of like the same situation. Systems allow your business to run like a well oiled machine, guys, while making it more streamlined, more productive, and ultimately more profitable for you guys. Now, when a huge portion of your business is running smoothly, right? Because that's what we want. We know everything is not going to always be perfect. We're not going to be able to always have those good months and days, right? um, and with less supervision, you can step back and then let the systems do the work for you, thereby making you a smarter business owner. And that's really where we want to get to at the end of the day, right? So, how do people define operating systems, right? We define operation systems as a set of processes, tools, people, and strategies that all work together to solve a problem or achieve a goal. So, some of the softwares that operation systems would use is like Google Calendar, Trello, which I'm going to introduce to you guys tonight, 17 Hats. I'm going to also introduce MailChimp, Canva, and QuickBooks are some operational software that you can use to help your business flow and manage better. So Trello is kind of like a strategic planning app to help businesses and teams stick together and know what's going on. Same thing with 17 Hats, just kind of like keeping all your employees on the same page, right? Delegating tasks and things like that. Everybody's on the same page. So, why is the operating system so important? So, like I told you before, they allow your business to run like a well-oiled machine, right? And it streamlines a more productive and ultimately more profitable company at the end of the day. That's exactly where we would like to get with our situation. Sorry, guys, I'm getting text messages while I'm on here. So think about it like this. Anytime you have a certain way of doing things, that itself is a system, y'all. So if you get up every day at the same time, go to work at the same time, if you check your phone at the same time, you check your email, that's a system. You guys, we're operating the systems every single day. So it's just a matter of making your systems streamlined, efficient, and more effective. and that's gonna help you keep your business goals intact. So remember, guys, I wanted to put this encouragement in here because I know when I'm giving this information, it seems like a lot, and I know that this is just the basis of what you guys need to know. This is the base things. I'm giving this information so that you guys can kind of get an idea and kind of start doing your own research. And if not, reach out for help if you need help in these areas. If not for me, then someone, because we all need help in business. We do not have all the answers. I'm at 6 years in this and I do not have all the answers, guys. I'm still figuring stuff out every single day. So I need y'all to know this is a marathon, not a race. Okay. Every business top goal should be to scale, right? Because why did you go into business? You didn't just go into business to make a couple dollars. I'm pretty sure you wanted to be able to have some type of freedom. You wanted to be able to pay your bills and not have to stress. You want it's so many different ways why ways or reasons why people start businesses. But I feel like your top goal in business should want to be to grow your business, scale your business, get more clients so that you can money and ultimately have the freedom that you are looking for. So, we are going to be talking about 5 steps to create business systems that help you work smarter, right? And this is the meat and bones of what we will be talking about tonight. I'm over here on my notes, y'all. All right. So, step number one, we are going to identify your business activities. Systems comes in all shapes and forms. So take this opportunity to document activities you do to run your business. So, what activities do you do every single day that helps you run your business? Could that be activities that you do regularly, like sending out emails every single day, or writing a newsletter, or going on a discovery call? You know what I mean? It's so many different ways that you guys have to break down the activities in your business to help you understand what it is that you do on a day-to-day basis. And again, a audit is a great way to figure these things out, right? Because audit is going to make you sit down and actually write out what you're doing every single day. And then you're going to take a time at the end of the week and kind of review what you did over the week to kind of come up with these things, right? So, to help add more structure to your system, categorize your activities in terms of your business functions. So you want to have a system for operations, which exactly is what we're talking about right now. So operational activities are what you do on the back end of your business. So that's going to be your scheduling system. That's going to be your customer retention, customer service, customer care. That is like everything that you got to do every single day to make sure that you have money flowing in, right? Examples are business planning and goal setting, project management, email management, conducting businesses, website management, and there's so much more that goes into the operational. And I named a couple of other things. So calendars, keeping track of who you're supposed to be talking to every single day. These are important because it keeps you from losing clientele. And it also gives you a great rapport with people, which makes them want to, guess what, tell other people about you, which is like one of the best things that best ways to gain clientele in business is word of mouth, right? So the other systems that you would like to want to take a big picture look at is sales and marketing. So these are some of the things that we went over last week, right? So the sales and marketing activities are what you do to attract and convert your customers. So examples are content marketing, email marketing, automated sales funnels, affiliate partnerships, advertising, and product launches. Okay. So these are some of the things you guys can start to look into and put into your actual systems. And when you are looking into the activities that you do on a daily basis, these are the things that you want to kind of put in subcategories to look into more in detail. So, say for instance, you're trying to write a standard operating procedure for sales and marketing in a sales funnel. What does that actually look like for your company? Who sets the funnels up for you? What automated system are you using to keep these funnels running? Okay, guys. So these are some of the things that you will start to formulate in the process of creating these operational system, the system operations. So the standard operating procedures. I'm sorry, y'all. So the financial part as well. So financial activities cover what you do with the money. So examples of that would be bookkeeping, filing taxes, your payroll, and affiliate payouts. So just keeping a umbrella around everything that you do with the money and how it's coming in, how it goes out, how do you pay the bills, who pays the bills, who receives the bills, who makes sure to pay the clients are paying you on time. Like these are things that you have to have in place and think about. So that's basically everything that we just basically talked about right there. So the breakdown with that would be the step two is to break down each activity. So once you have listed activities your business needs to function, you're going to break down each activity according to the processes, the tools you need, the people that you need to have in place, and the strategies that's needed to complete it from start to finish. So what we're basically going to start talking about now is how we're going to do exactly that, right? You're going to sit down and look at the processes, the step by step sequences of the actions. What tools are required, right? The required devices, the apps, and the software that you need to run these things smoothly, right? So, a scheduling app, Acuity, that will help you stay on track because it's kind of like an automated system that alerts you once somebody is booked an appointment. But by the time they book the appointment, you have payment, you have a date already blocked out for that person. And all you're doing is fulfilling that obligation by showing up to the appointment, right? Or like software like QuickBooks, which keeps all of your money in place. You can put what owner contributions is from your actual bank account if you don't have it set up right. And then when it's time to do your taxes, all you're doing is printing out whatever the PDF or anything that's showing all your income and sending it to your tax person, and it makes your life a lot easier. So me personally, I use Cash App, I use PayPal religiously, Cash App, and I also take cash, right? Rarely do I take cash because it's a lot easier for me to track um, all the things that I need to know with my finances at the end of the year or quarterly when I'm sending my taxes in if I have these things electronically placed into this QuickBooks system. Now, the great thing about QuickBooks as well is you can also take a picture of your like receipts and things like that and put it in QuickBooks as well, which makes it a lot easier too when it's time to calculate receipts, right? So people, the people that's in charge of each step of the process. So, like I said before, who's in charge of your accounting? Who's in charge of payroll? These are things that you're going to have to delegate. And then the strategies. So the tactics, tips, and techniques that you use every single day to keep your business flowing. So the tools. Some of the questions that you need to ask yourself are the tools I'm using the best tools for the job based on the price and performance and maintenance? See, these are some of the questions that you're going to start asking yourself as you're getting into the evaluation phase of the planning and making strategy for your business. So another question you're going to ask yourself: there more sophisticated tools out there that I could serve my business better? So this is when you're going to do more research. Did they come out with something better than what you were using last year? Make it a note to come to do a yearly audit of all the systems that you use to see if there's a upgrade on them or a better way to use them or a better system that came out that integrates more so that you're not paying out more money yearly or monthly when you have a payment due for these software companies, right? And are they less expensive? Are there less expensive tools, like I said, that could compete and do a better job or faster job, right? So we always want to be making sure that we know what's out here and available to us as business owners, because these tools are put in place to make our jobs easier, right? And that's what we want at the end of the day. So some questions you can ask about the people that you're going to have in place: are the right people in charge of the right tasks? So let's say, for instance, you have a cousin who knows how to do. She's good at being working in the office, right? But she's only worked in real estate, and you need someone who knows how to run a kitchen. Why would you hire the cousin that worked in real estate? She's not going to be able to help you. You need to have the people that know how to do certain jobs in the roles and that they're stronger at, right? So, and that'll help them grow better because they're more confident because they know what they're doing. And it also encourages them to want to learn more because now you're putting them in a position to be able to grow, right? Do I need to hire more people, or am I employing more than I need? If you don't know your numbers, if you don't know how much product you need to put out, if you don't know what needs to be the next step, you're not gonna know if you have enough people or not. So I'm gonna give you guys an example of one of the stories that I was told in my group, the Food Lab Detroit, right? So we had a lady come in one day during one of our sessions, and she was talking about how one day, like she made cookies or baked pastries or something like that, and all of a sudden her business just took off. She did not have enough people to run the event that she ended up getting, and it was almost a travesty because she almost lost that client because she was not prepared. She admitted that she didn't know her numbers. She admitted that she didn't know that she needed all these extra people. She admitted that she hired family who was not equipped to help her. So when we are thinking about these things, guys, we have to think about what's going to help our business and if the people we are truly hiring are needed or if they are going to be beneficial, right? And who are we able to take? Who are able to take on more responsibilities and how? So if you see somebody doing a great job in one area and they are constantly getting their work done earlier, you might want to delegate them more responsibilities so that you can help get work done faster and move on to the next thing. So these are some of the questions that you want to start asking yourself about with your management and the people that you're bringing in to run your company for you. So, questions about strategies. Are my strategies actually working? How would you know if you're not reevaluating what you're doing? Which 20% of my strategies are bringing in 80% of my results? In a minute, we will talk about the 20/80 rule in business. Are there other strategies I could implement to run my business better and generate more profit? So these are definitely some questions that you need to be asking yourself as a business owner to kind of get that process started in your mind of what you need to be doing to get these things done, the operations and systems in place. All right. Identify ways to improve your system. So step three, that is exactly what we are going to be doing is identifying ways to make our lives easier, right? Because what we want to do is continue to evaluate these processes and make them better and make them better and make them more efficient for our businesses to run, right? So remember how we defined a system as a way to solve a problem or complete a process. Now imagine the outcome or result you want and answer. What do you want your systems to do for you? All right. Do you want your systems to finish the process faster, make it more streamlined or automated? Guys, these are questions you need to be asking because as business owner, we need to be asking ourselves questions every day. What can I be doing better? What can make me better today than I was yesterday? Where did I mess up yesterday that I can make it better today? What are my clients complaining about? You know what I mean? Because we want to address issues. We don't want our clients out here complaining and complaining and complaining because then they tell other people. They complain to other people. And we don't want that bad rep, right? So, do you want to reduce your workload or free up some more time? Do you want to eliminate bottlenecks, meaning like you have so many problems at one time that you just stop all type of production because it's overwhelming? Do you want the process to do you want to make the process more money for your business or eat up less expenses? So these are some of the questions that you want to ask yourself. Do you even know how much it is even costing you to run your business right now? Are you thinking about these things? Are you thinking about the numbers? Are you sitting down coming up with processes and systems? Start thinking about these things, guys, because we are trying to pass 2021 and beyond, run our businesses properly, right? I'm guilty. I have had times where I did not properly run my business, and that was my fault, right? But when I started to learn better, I started to implement, right? And these are the reasons why my businesses are starting to flourish in the way that they have been because I am doing the back end work, right? So, what we're going to do is work backwards from your goal by using this simple framework created to help you brainstorm ways to improve your system, right? So, it works like a funnel that you can use to filter all your tasks until you're left with the only ones that are best to use, the best use of your time, energy, and resources. So, number one, we're going to delete. What can you eliminate from your system because because the tasks, tools, and people or strategies are time consuming, unnecessary, redundant, no longer relevant. If we're not paying attention, we're doing things that don't even make sense anymore in an economy that's constantly changing, right? And are no longer productive, meaning they're not bringing in any more income, right? And what we don't want to do is continue to do things the old way when we can find more efficient ways to do them. We're going to defer. So number two is defer. And which aspect of the business would be helpful, but don't really need to be part of the systems right now, right? So one of the things that I always had a hard time with was like prioritizing, right? That was like an issue for me for a long time. I had to really take a class for them to teach me how to really prioritize things. I read a couple of books on it because one of my biggest issues is I have a house of distractions, right? So one minute I'll be working on something, next minute I jump to something else, next minute I jump to something else because in the midst of all of these things happening, I've been distracted 4 or 5 different times. So I had to start deleting things out of my systems to defer things as well that could be pushed off till later so that I could focus on one or two things and solidify, like finish them in full and completion and to before I move to the next thing. So some examples would be upsells for your product launch. Do you really need that right now? Is that something that's definitely going to be that you're going to do at the end? Now, it's okay to have a brainstorm idea on that, but is it something that you need to go in full fledged if you haven't even put the launch together yet? No, you don't. That's something that you're going to actually reverse engineer and put together at the end because then you will start understanding what you need for that launch, right? Graphics for emails. You need to type the email first and then find the graphics because then the email is going to prompt the graphics that you're going to use, right? Hiring a Facebook's ad manager. Are you in a position to take the quantity of people that you think you can if you run an ad? So these are some of the things that you have to think about, right? So automate. Number three is automate. What tasks can you automate using software, apps, or other tools? It's time to upgrade from the free tools to the paid tools so you can access more features. Do you have two tools competing tasks that can be done by one tool instead, right? So when we are doing these audits of all the things that we have, these are some of the questions we can be asking ourselves. Like, I know that 17 hats is almost like Trello, but I like the way that the boards look different. I like the differences that they do, and I like the templates that they have for Trello, right? So I use both. I choose to use both, and I pay for both. But they both give me two drastically different results as well. I can create contracts with 17 hats. I can't do that with Trello. Trello is more of a team building app, right? So these are some of the things that you have to think about when you're using your resources. So we're going to continue with identifying ways to improve your system. Number four, we're going to delegate, right? What tasks are not the best use of your time, energy, skills, or expertise? If you know that you have to run a business, bookkeeping and file folders and all that other stuff that's an administrative thing, you probably need to get an assistant for. I've been looking like I done had so many assistants, but not on purpose. Like they come, I just wasn't ready, right? Because I didn't have systems in place for them to even need to do nothing. Now that I have systems in place, it makes sense for me to have an assistant, right? Because I know what she needs to do every single day she walk into this house. I know what needs to get done when I'm working. I know what needs to be done when I come back and look, right? What tasks frustrate you? I hate filing folders. Like I have so much mail and paperwork. That's one of the things I hate to do. So that's something that I love to delegate, right? I hate paying bills. That's something I like to delegate. I like to, I know how to do my taxes, but I hate doing taxes. I like to delegate that. What tasks do you dislike doing? Um, these are often the tasks that you should be delegating or outsourcing to other people. And if you don't have the right people in place right now, guys, freelance sites like Upwork and what's the other one, Lord? Fiverr, you can hire a virtual assistant to answer your phone calls or check your email or things like that. You can hire somebody to run Facebook ads for you. You can hire these people for little or nothing and add them to your team, y'all. That's a little trick for y'all. Wink, wink. It's a little trick for y'all. Y'all can go over there, pay these people $5 and $10 to get the work done so that you are using your time and energy on other things that's going to bring more money into the business. So number five is consolidate. Given all the tasks left, it is possible to consolidate or batch them so that you can knock them out all at one time, and faster, right? So replying to comments, batch replies. So pick a time to sit down and just reply to all the comments that you got that day, or answer all your emails, or write all your posts, or like me, I batch record for my YouTube channel. Now, I know I'll be talking about this YouTube and I don't be posting like that, but that's because I'm in class for YouTube right now and I'd rather learn it than keep doing it, right? And I'm gonna do it when it's time. I ain't in no rush, I ain't in nobody else's time, so whatever. Um, but y'all know what I'm saying. Make it where it's convenient for you. If you know on Wednesdays you don't have much to do and you can knock out six tasks that's due next week, just go ahead and do it. And that'll keep you from rushing on the day that it's due. I can take my own advice because sometimes I don't do that. And I'm learning to do so, right? So track and test. You want to start with the before, what you started with. Track during, what did you do? Track after, what kind of impact did it make, right? So these are the things that you want to start doing when you are coming to track and test the things that you have already put into place. So if you're not familiar with the key performance indicators, which is called KPIs, you guys, I want you to start looking into these things, right? So, sorry, my phone keep ringing, but your KPIs are super important because what they're going to do is they're going to measure factors to determine whether your systems are working well or not. It can include your revenue systems, your expenses, your profit margins, your sales conversions, and other financial ratios, right? So we want to track things so that we know how much money we're bringing in, how much it costs to get one client, how many leads we're getting, and how much we're spending per lead if we're spending anything. How much this money is this lead generating for me? So these are some of the things I need you guys to start thinking about. And a lead is a person that comes from somewhere that you got some type of information on them, right? Email, phone number, something that you can stay in constant contact with them. Leads are super important. I'm learning so much about leads right now, and they are so important to the scaling of your business, guys. So I want us to start again looking into these things. Um, Themes of the results. It's now time to test the theories you have made in 3 steps and make sure you track important factors related to the before, during, and after. What you started with, what you did, and what kind of impact it made. Um, like I said, if you're not familiar, this is where the key performance indicators come in, right? But if it's simply identify measurable factors to determine whether your systems are working well or not. This could include, like I said again, revenue, expenses, profit margins, sales conversions, other financial ratios. So, 5 key questions that you can ask yourself during the track and test phase of this is: did you earn more profit? Did you sell more products but earn less money? Because that's a real thing. Sometimes we don't think about how, like, we have to subtract how much it costs for us to actually make that money for it to be profit, right? So if you had to pay for an ad in order to generate that client, in order to, then you losing money. But then you have to realize how much money is it going to take for you to break even? How much money is it going to take for you to make a profit, right? Did your processes take too long to complete? Where are there bottlenecks, glitches, or hiccups? What was the reaction of your customers? And what about your employees, right? These are all questions you can ask yourself during the track and test part of your process. After tracking and testing theories, take time to evaluate your systems. You can evaluate the systems as a whole or each of the 4 components, which is the processes, the tools, the people, and the strategies separately. Okay. Questions you can ask yourself: did your systems actually solve a problem or reach a goal? If so, what change is responsible for the improvement? Where did that change come into place? What did you do to tweak? What little thing did you tweak to make it work better, right? You need to be keeping notes of this, because what if you don't keep notes and then next time you go and it doesn't work, now you can't figure out what you did. So always be keeping. Can you replicate it easily? Because that's something that you want to do. You want to be able to replicate everything so that it's as easy as possible for somebody else to do it. How much improvement did you actually see? If it did not, what was the cause? How can you remedy the situation or go back to the way things were, right? So these are all parts of what we're going to do when we're evaluating and improving these systems as we're thinking about what we did wrong. How can we make it better? Why was my client upset? How can I apologize and make them stay a client, right? If we're reevaluating these questions, we got a question from a client about meal prep. Do I cook with salt? How much salt do I use? I'm able to give that information because I know exactly my process, right? I know the process behind what I cook. I could tell them that I'll only use a zero point zero 0.01 gram of salt in everything because the only season that I use, there's only one season that I use with salt in it, and it's very minute amounts of salt, right? So I tell people I practically cook without salt. I don't say I cook without salt. I say I practically cook without salt, right? Because I would be lying if I said I cook without salt. There is a minute amount of salt, but it's not even enough to affect any part of your body. As a matter of fact, my clients actually be off their blood pressure medicines and all kind of stuff because they don't cook with salt, right? Now, what you're going to do is you're going to go back to the drawing board and to continue to tweak and refine your systems, right? Take notes. However, that your systems aren't meant to be set in stone, right? Keep that in mind, guys. Nothing is meant to be set in stone. As your business grows and the environment changes, your systems can be made to adapt and evolve along with it. So, if y'all didn't know, 2020 showed us that we all have to be ready to pivot, right? You got to be ready to make money at any given time, right? I tell people all the time I'm recession proof. I'm recession proof because I'm an educator. I know how to cook. I've been in healthcare. So it's so many things I can do to create income around the things that I know. So I consider myself recession proof. People are always going to want to eat. People are always going to get sick. People are always going to die, right? So if you put yourself in a position to be able to always do something that people are going to need, you will always have clients coming your way. So some of the tips that I have for you guys is to work smarter as you go through the process of creating business systems that can help you work smarter. Use software, consider where you want to house all your valuable information, right? So what software systems is going to keep all your passwords together? What software systems are you going to use to create PDFs? You want to have all these systems in one space so that it's accessible when you need them. Keep notes. Sticky notes and scrap papers don't do any good because will only lead to chaos, confusion, and overwhelm. So you want to have a notebook at hand, right? Y'all already know I am the queen of the notebooks. I have a ton of notebooks everywhere in my drawers, all over my office, anywhere I could just any given time reach up and grab a notebook because I know how important it is to take notes. I know how important it is to write my thoughts down, right? So keeping notes on things like scrap paper, yeah, you might write it down, but where is that paper going? You need a solidified place to put things. Document everything, right? So document your processes, even if you have to take and videotape yourself while you're doing it so you can take notes later on what exactly it was you did. Always document your processes, y'all. Processes, tools, peoples, and strategies using organized, well designed, and robust tools that complement each system in your business, right? So one of the ways that I make my templates for my lives, right? I use Canva, and Canva gives you beautiful templates. You can go on there and find full presentations and just change the words. I absolutely love Canva because it gives me a professional look and feel when I'm doing my lives. Like I could go live and just talk and whatever, but I like teaching in a presentations mode because this is what I'm training to do. I'm training to public speak. So in order for me to do that productively, I need to practice, right? So this is me practicing my skill in real time. Um, and then seamless flow, creating business systems allow your business to run as streamlined, efficient, and effective as possible. So my final words is the most simple things can bring the most happiness. And that is so true, guys. If we really just took the time, and I mean, it only take you a day or two per operation to really sit down and after you do the analysis, analyze your setup and what you do on a normal basis. It's gonna take you about an hour to set those a day or two to set those systems up, and they're running forever, right? And all you're gonna do is go back and tweak them as you go, which is so much easier than not having anything in place, not knowing what bill is due when, not knowing anything that's gonna help scale your business and make it grow. And that's what we're trying to get away from. So, guys, if you guys need any help, you guys can just, book a discovery call with me at www.tmariegreen.com, or you can email me at info@tmariegreen.com. My phone number I didn't put on here for some odd reason, but it's 313-743-1904. And yes, I give out my personal number because I honestly am here to help you guys, right? So, what one other thing that I wanted to go over with you guys, I'm gonna see if I could pull it up real quick, is Trello. So I wanted to, so I know I talk about Trello a lot, and this is like one of my favorite apps, right? Um, because it keeps everything that I needed to be keeping in order. So as you guys see, I have a board for my goals, board for my coaching clients. I have a board to keep my meal prep clients in order of how I'm getting them, right? These are some of the templates that I've purchased to help me with my coaching and my email marketing. I'm in a venture capitalist group, so I've been working on my pitches. So this keeps my pitches in order. It creates retail sales pipelines for me. And I'm going to go into my goals one so you guys can kind of see how Trello is set up. So I'm a visual person. I'm a visual learner. If you guys have not seen, I do vision like I do vision boards. I have another one back here I'm not gonna grab, but this is like a virtual vision board for me, right? I'm able to get on here, create affirmations. Like this is my personal board. So I'm able to go on here and say how much I talked to God, what we talked about, how I'm taking care of myself, what my health is doing right now, right? So this is a one of the boards that I have on here. So let me show you this in a business aspect. So this is the meal prep customer retention board that I just set up for my team, right? And we were playing around with it, trying to kind of see how it worked around in August. And I let it, like, I kind of pushed it to the side because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Let me figure this stuff out, right? So now I figured out how to like funnel my clients in here and it just go, right? The system is just set to go. And what it does is it gives you these little cards, right? So right here, this is the client onboarding. So if I want to add a person to this and say, okay, like so one of the people on my team is Christy, right? So if I say Christy, I'm gonna add you to this. I'll just put her name in there, and now she's a part of this. She can see this board with me, share this board with me, and I can honestly say, hey, I need you to take over this client today, right? And what she'll do is she'll know to come right into this client onboarding for the customer retention module. And she's going to read this, right? And this is how it's going to, this is the flow that each person that takes on my new clients gets to see. So no matter who takes a client, they know that when you're onboarding a client, this is our process and everybody sticks to this process, right? Um, some of the things that I have in here, be sure that the client onboarding process takes place within 24 hours, even if it's organic, word of my mouth, or by social media. So that tells my team that as soon as we get a hit in our emails or as soon as we get a hit on our social media platforms, we need to be activating this client if they're not in our sales funnel, right? So that's something that they need to do. They need to be getting a welcome email sent out to them or putting into, we need to put them into our funnel so that they now can receive the email sequences that we have put into place with those, right? Um, the next thing they would do is send out a welcome email with our coaching package in there, telling them everything that they need to know to sign up with my meal prep company because we don't just allow people to work with us. We are a very exclusive meal prep company, and we work more so with people with pre-existing health conditions, right? So we are looking for the people with the high cholesterol, the cancer patients, the recovering people from high blood pressure or heart disease. We are looking to change lives through food. That way, we can get these people off the medications that they feel like they're going to need for the rest of their lives because they really don't. We just have to train our bodies by eating right and putting the right things in our body, and our bodies will start to heal themselves, and we will start reframing, like our body will start rejuvenating itself. So, I've had a few clients come up off of blood pressure medications. I've had one of my clients who had protein in her urine, completely freed of protein in her urine. We specify, like, we specifically make meal preps for their condition. So that's why we don't just take anybody. When I'm cooking, I take into account how much salt they can have, if they can have any salt at all, because some of my clients cannot have any salt. So I don't even cook with the seasoning that has the salt in it for that client. So knowing that, having a rapport with those clients, being able to talk to them, seeing what the issue is, and breaking down to them the systems that they have and why they're breaking down and why what we can do to help that, right? If we can help it. Then down here, they get a checklist, right? So through each process, they have to click through all of these in order for the client to go into the next process, right? So the next process in this would be they would be a new lead for us. And then once we finish the checklist over here as completed, right? Because we have checklists over here, once we mark all of those things completed, it would then take them to a hot, warm, or cold lead, or it'll say that we won that client, right? So, say for instance, we did the onboarding, the client just isn't ready, they don't have the finances, or they just wasn't prepared, they wanted to just get a discovery call to see what we do, right? That client would be moved to a warm lead, right? A cold lead would be me just out in public talking to someone and they telling me that they're interested. I come in, put them in the cold lead, and then my team knows to contact that person, right? Um, a warm lead or a hot lead would be somebody that reached out to us, right? They're like, no, I heard about you. I want to be a client. But they then also have to understand that we have a process, right? So these are some of the things that I love about Trello. Now, 17 hats. Um, is the it's kind of like monday.com if you're familiar with that. And I meant to have this up, but we can do this right now. All right. So as I like you can see, I have multiple companies in here. So I don't really do my coaching out of here. This is more so for my meal prep, my event planning and catering, right? So it gives you the opportunity to show bookings, calendars, workflow. Um, I don't, me and my team aren't connected on here yet. So I put workflow in here for them because this is my personal app. But this is where you would create a template for your workflow. And they have tons of templates that you guys can use. Lead workshops, sample quote forms. I usually create my own quotes, I have my own contracts and things like that, but it keeps you on track, right? I absolutely love this app. You put the people contact information in, you figure out where your new leads are coming from. You can write down the projects that you're working on, documentation. So when we send out invoices and things like that, we are sending out invoices to our clients to so that they can pay us, right? But when they get their invoice, it also comes with a detailed invoice with opportunity for them to click things, and it's just a very neat way to create invoices for your company. Put your logo at the top of it. Like I said, they have templates, they have signatures that you can put in there. I just love the app, guys. I just want y'all to go play around with it. So this is the last app that I'm going to show you guys tonight, and then I'm going to jump off because I got things that I need to get done. But Canva. So Canva, oh, I'm gonna show y'all Fiverr too. So Canva, like I said, you can come on here and do all kinds of stuff. Canva has tons of templates. I use Canva. I have a couple of different softwares that I use to create templates for me. I use Flowdesk to create some emails sometimes because I just be want my emails to look different than the stuff that people on MailChimp uses. You can create marketing material, print material. You can create videos. You can create blog material, YouTube stuff. You know, if you want to make a YouTube thumbnail, if you want to make, so this is some of my designs that I've made with the app so far, you know, and I like to get on here sometimes and just play around with it. It's not always stuff that I'm gonna post. I usually just get on here and kind of see what's new and get my work, you know, my practice in by playing around with the things that they have. So this is Canva, another resource for you guys to use. And Fiverr. I'm gonna go Fiverr and don't mind me looking at this keyboard because I got a new one and it's weird. I gotta get used to using it. Let's see. I don't know what my login for Fiverr is. Let's see. No, y'all don't want to let me. I really don't know what email I used because all this stuff is normally saved in my emails. And I can't type. I need y'all to know about me too. I have never learned how to type. I done took typing classes. I don't take it serious. Never do I take it serious. I just be like, I'm gonna just pay somebody. Hmm. Okay, so maybe that's apparently not. We'll try this again later. But Fiverr is one of the apps that I love to use for my business. So, oh, let's see. Maybe it'll show me right here. Yay! I ain't even had to log in. It logged me right in. Look at this. Being extra for no reason. Lord, come on here. So, Fiverr for business, you know, they have Fiverr for just regular projects. I just like the business Fiverr because it gets you right to the point of what you may need for your business without really looking through all of this stuff. But as you like this web designer, they're pro certified, verified, right? So they're starting off at $500, but you can get a brilliant website for $500, right? Some of the things that I like to pay for, let me see if it's gonna let me go into my orders. So I was looking for somebody to create my signature logo, right? So one of the things that I did was I came on here. I saw somebody that did a signature logo for like $80 on Facebook, and I was about to pay the lady the $80 because I don't mind paying for what I want. And something said go on Fiverr and get the same exact thing for $17, right? So, and he gave multiple, they give you multiple designs to choose from. You tell them which one, like they communicate with you very well. Some of these people from Afghanistan, some people, they all over the world, man. It's like, y'all just don't even understand how excited I get when I find stuff like this to make my life easier, right? And then you just tell them what you're looking for. They tell you what they specialize in, right? So they tell you that you get 4 design concepts. They show you everything that you get in there. But this is a great tool for people with businesses because, like I said, it honestly helps you not it helps control the cost of your overhead because if you have a normal employee, you have to pay weekly no matter what. But if you use a freelance service, you can just pay people as you need them, and it'll keep your overhead down at the end of the day. All right. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen with you guys, and we are going to get this shut down for tonight. I just want you guys to know that I honestly enjoy getting on here, going live with you guys every week. I'm going to be doing this on a way larger scale in a few months, but right now I'm just practicing. I like to give out the free information, and it's helping me get better being in front of the camera. It's a win-win for me, right? So, with that being said, I hope what I gave y'all tonight was informative. I hope that I was able to help you guys with the operations part of your business. Like I said before, if you have any questions, if you are thinking about business coaching and don't know if it's the right move for you, you guys can book me for a discovery call. It's 15 minutes. It's absolutely free. I just basically go over your business, what you're doing, what you don't do, what systems you have in place, and then kind of see if I'm gonna be a good fit for you, because I don't believe that I'm a good fit for everybody. And I'm not gonna be a good fit for everybody, and I'm okay with that. But the people that I'm here to teach and I want to get the most information from me, those are the people that I want to work with. So if this is something that you, like I said, if it's something that you guys have are struggling with, or you just want to sit down and talk to somebody and kind of see what direction you need to be going in, hit me up. If not, I want you guys to enjoy the rest of your Monday. I hope this was informative, and I just love y'all, right? Have a good week, and I'm praying for y'all, and I'm praying for y'all businesses, okay? All right.